Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Today is Monday. It is the start of a new week, and on the start of this new week we are looking at tier sets, because Blizzard has changed a whole lot of them. Some of these changes are buffs, good thing. Some of these changes are nerfs, bad thing. Many other changes are going to be reworks, question mark thing. Let's go and take a look at what Blizzard is planning to do to many of these tier sets. I have quite a few in my sights that were hopeful and I'm hoping are getting changed by Blizzard. So we are starting by not starting with Death Knight and by not starting with Demon Hunter. Why? Because what you see in front of you are the original tier sets revealed by Blizzard a week ago, and they have not gotten changed. They are exactly the same still. So these are not getting any modifications from Blizzard. The first set of changes arrives with Balanced Druid, which gets its 2-piece and 4-piece set bonus nerfed. No changes how they work, no change in mechanics of the tier sets, just flat out nerfed compared to before. This goes hand in hand with yesterday's video of the set of nerfs that Balanced Druid has received. They also get nerfed in their tier set. The red-headed bastard stepchild black sheep of the Druid's class, Feral Druid, instead gets actually buffed. Their 2-piece set bonus gets a 20% buff. It goes from 5% more damage bonus to 6% damage bonus. Okay, fine, open the champagne, massive. The actual change is to the 4-piece set bonus. Previously, it was just going to increase the crit chance whenever you use your finishing move per combo point. Now, it's not just going to be crit chance, it's going to be damage instead. Not to all of your abilities, but to fixed abilities. Damage increase goes to Rip, Rake and Thrash, and crit chance goes to Rip, Rake, Thrash, and then Shred and Swipe. So the majority of your abilities besides Ferocious Bite, basically, this has been the statement from Blizzard. They want to try to move away some more damage from Ferocious Bite to the rest of your kit for Feral Druid. Guardian Druid also has gotten changed. The 2-piece and 4-piece set bonus of before now get completely changed. Now, using Mangle while Gore has procced gives you a splashing AoE damage around the target, and the 4-piece set bonus gives Gore a 5% increase chance to trigger, and using Mangle while Gore is active also heals you for a percentage of your attack power. This is overall better than what you had before. As a Guardian Druid, we can net it out in the buffs basket of tier sets. Still not great, but definitely an improvement. Talking about not an improvement is the slight nerf to the Restoration Druid 4-piece set bonus. Now the bonus Life Bloom power proc that you had from the ticks of Efflorescence is now getting capped in the amount of times it can proc every Efflorescence wave of healing, and the increase to the Life Bloom healing has been changed to 5% per stack instead of 10% per stack. Still not too big of a change, even though it's a nerf. We are then skating past Evoker right into Hunter. Marksmanship Hunter gets the 4-piece set bonus changed. Instead of having your Barb Shot giving a 50% chance to make your next Cobra Shot or Multi-Shot free, now Barb Shot gets a 5% flat damage increase, and Barb Shot increases the damage of your next kill command by 20%. This is also a flat damage increase to Beast Mastery Hunter, albeit quite small. There is a change to Marksmanship Hunter. Previously, the 2-piece set bonus, when it was proccing, it was giving you a faster casting of aim shot and 20% damage of that aim shot into a bleed. Now it's 40% of the damage of aim shot turned into a bleed, but now you no longer have the 50% faster cast time of aim shot cooked into the set bonus. 4-piece at the very least gets flat out buffed. The chance of your auto attacks to trigger the 2-piece set bonus is now 15% instead of 10%. So with this one, on top of the change of the 2-piece, probably it nets out to be a buff overall, even if slightly. Survival, on the other hand, gets a flat out buff. 2-piece set bonus is now 15% more damage instead of 10% more damage. Very, very simple. The 4-piece set bonus also gets increased, because before, Raptor Strike, Carve and Butchery had a 10% chance to make Raptor Strike, Carve and Butchery free. Now they have a 20% chance to make themselves free. and now when this procs, when the free cast procs, that will also be doing 50% more damage. This, much like the Feral Druid effort of Blizzard to reduce the damage of Ferocious Bite and put it somewhere else, this is the same attempt of Blizzard to reduce the damage of Wildfire Bombs, of Survival, and put it in these other abilities. Now, do you see this? This is Mage. Do you see this? This is still Mage, because Mage has not changed and is the exact same as when they were released. Same goes for Brewmaster and same goes for Mistweaver, they also have not gotten changed in their tier sets. The only small nerf is to Windwalker's 4-piece. The 4-piece set bonus was increasing the versatility you gained by up to 15% during your next Fist of Fury. Now it's just flat out more Fist of Fury damage. So instead of gaining 15% verse during Fist of Fury, you are now gaining 15% flat damage during Fist of Fury. Now, actual biggest, I would say biggest set of changes goes to Paladin overall. Holy Paladin gets changed, the 2-piece set bonus gets improved, rather than having a single buff to your next heal. Now it's a smaller buff, but for 10 seconds, so it's gonna work for all of your spells. The 4-piece set bonus also has gotten changed. Instead of after consuming the 2-piece set bonus, your next Holy Shock deals 30% more healing or damage, now Holy Light, Flash of Light, Light of Dawn and Bestow Faith healing is increased by a flat 6%, which is good, and their critical effects increase the damage of your healing or damage of your next Holy Shock by 20%. So this is also a flat out significant improvement to the tier set bonuses of Holy Paladin that they had before. There is a very small line of text for Protection Paladin, but it is actually a significant improvement in quality of life, because what was very triggering about the tier set bonus of Protection is that the buff you were gaining from using Avenger's Shield only lasted for 4 seconds. So it made it very annoying to try to keep up this buff, because it only had a 4-second duration, and your Avenger's Shield, sometimes, if you're not lucky with resets, you weren't able to cast it as often. Now, this buff not only becomes stronger, because it's not a 4% verse buff, it's a 5% versatility buff, but now, luckily, it lasts for 10 seconds. So it's much more easy to keep this buff up as a Prot Paladin. I believe that if you cannot cast one Avenger's Shield every 10 seconds, you lose. You lose your badge of officially recognized Prot Paladin, because you don't deserve to be one if you can't even do that. Red Paladin gets buffs. Blizzard completely abandons this meme of a tier set synergy, this consecration damage increase synergy. Instead now, they go for something much more utilitarian, much more simple, much more straightforward. 2-piece set bonus buffs your generators, Judgment, Blade of Justice and Wake of Ashes damage increased by 15%, and then your 4-piece set bonus buffs your spenders, Templar's Verdict or the upgraded Final Verdict and Divine Storm, buffed by 10%. Definitely better than trying to pigeonhole Ret into this weird-ass consecration-style build in Dragonflight. Then you have Priest, which gets nothing but nerfs. This was the original Priest, and now this is the changed Priest. The 4-piece set bonus of Discipline Priest gets nerfed by roughly 40% in power. The 4-piece of Holy Priest gives you less crit for less time, 10% for 6 seconds instead of 15% for 8 seconds, and then both of the set pieces of Shadow get nerfed. Using Mind Blast used to empower your next spender by 20, 40, 60%. Now it's going to empower them by 12, 24 and 36%. The 4-piece set bonus using the spender no longer gives you 5% haste, but just 4% haste. Now wave your hand to Rogue. You can see them now because they are not getting changed in this round of tuning, so they are staying exactly the same. What gets changed is Shaman. More or less, we are talking about buffs across the board for Shaman. Elementals set bonuses now, first of all, of course, work with Elemental Blast as well as a spender, and now they have been cut in half in how long it takes to stack them up. The 2-piece set bonus used to give you 2.5% more damage, stacking up 10 times, while the new one gives you 5% more damage, stacking up 5 times. So it's literally twice as fast to get to the 25% damage cap. The 4-piece set bonus gets nerfed quite significantly, although luckily mastery is not that big of a deal. Before it was 10% mastery for 10 seconds, now it's 8% mastery for 5 seconds after you benefit from the 2-piece set bonus. Massive victory for all Enhancement Shaman players who were all triggered by the 4-piece RNG slot machine set bonus, because Blizzard is changing that as well. Not before, however, also giving a pretty good quality of life change to the 2-piece set bonus as well. Because previously, the 2-piece set bonus was only buffing your Lava Lash, so it was pigeonholing Enhancement Shaman, who traditionally has a lot of options in how they want to play, in only buffing your Lava Lash. Instead, now the 2-piece set bonus after Storm Strike, you will get your next Fire, Frost or Nature ability buffed by 10%, so you will have the choice to empower whatever you want and not necessarily just Lava Lash. The 4-piece set bonus is the big one. Your RNG slot machine thing is gone. Now you get something much more simple and straightforward. Consuming Maelstrom weapon stacks increases your haste by 1% for each stack consumed for 4 seconds. So definitely an overall, across the board, very good change for Enhancement. Dare I say, probably the best of the bunch in terms of changes across all of the specs, the ones to Enhancement. There is a tiny change to Restoration Shaman, which is a buff for healing and a nerf for DPSing. It's a nerf for DPSing because you are losing 10% haste, and you can use that haste to do damage with faster casts. It is a buff to healing because now the 4-piece set bonus is going to make your critical heals have a 215% increased effectiveness instead of the usual 200%. So now you, as a Resto Shaman already stacking crit, will now have even stronger crit heals than before, at the cost of losing some haste, which is going to impact your damage part of the kit as well, rather than just the healing. We then finish with just 2 changes to 2 specs between Warlock and Warrior. The change to Warlock is to Destruction. The 4-piece meme set bonus is now gone. The previous set bonus was that after you benefited, after you procced the 2-piece set bonus, you made your Chaos Bolt, Conflagrate and Incinerate, so your single target ability, splash AoE damage around the target for a pathetic 2 to 10% of the original damage done. So it's shit. Now this has gotten changed. Your critical strikes deal 208% damage instead of the usual 200%. So, flat out damage increase without too much to think about for Destruction Warlock. Talking about flat change, we have one for Warrior, although this one is a nerf, because Arms and Fury stay as they have been before. They are not getting changed in this set of tuning. Protection is, and it's a nerf. Previously, after you use Revenge, you gain a pretty solid buff. We said it was arguably the strongest of the tank buffs, because it was a 4% less damage taken and 4% more damage done for 5 seconds, which was very solid for a tank. The 4-piece set bonus, while this buff was active, you were gaining Ignore Pain, you were generating Absorb Shields up to 10% of all the damage you did. Now it's only up to 5% of all the damage you do. So it's slightly less, more passive absorb shielding for Protection Warrior. Of course, it's not nearly as important because the power of these tier set bonuses is nowhere close to the power of the tier sets right now in Shadowlands, but still, it's gonna feel nice to know that your spec has a pretty good set bonus when it comes to power, rather than some piece of shit that is gonna give you barely anything. So it's good that Blizzard is putting some focus on these tier set bonuses already. Of course, some people could ask why, for example, is Blizzard spending developer time giving changes and tuning to the tier set bonuses of Guardian Druid when the talents of Guardian Druid haven't been touched in 2 months. Now, wouldn't have it been a smarter thing to actually go and check the talents first before moving into the tier pieces for some of these specs which still feel unfinished, like Guardian for example? Yeah, that is one of the few things we can nitpick, but for the rest of the specs, it's looking quite nice when it comes to tier set bonuses. Now, with this being said, we are done on this Monday, on the start of this new week, as we approach the Wednesday/Thursday of a new beta build. Perhaps we get a few more news before we get into that. For now, however, we can stop here. As usual, of course, thank you very much. A round of applause to all of the Patreon supporters, being a big help and giving me lots of support in allowing me to continue to produce content for WoW, for the beta of Dragonflight as we get closer to the release of the expansion. If you want to support in other ways, like for example, not having to spend a single cent, I understand. You can like and comment down below on this video, as well as subscribing to the channel itself. These are, for the moment, I've been told, still completely free. Lastly, for more social interactions and general parasocial behaviors, you can follow me on Twitter, as well as subscribing to my Patreon right down at these two links. Now, with this being said, and an ever sloping down microphone, we can leave each other for the rest of this Monday. Thank you guys again for watching. See you guys soon, and in the meantime, why is it hot? I'm looking at the weather, it's saying 18 degrees Celsius. This doesn't feel 18, it feels 26. What the hell is going on?